What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Mount Massive Asylum, and also welcome back to History Behind the Horror, episode 11. So for today's video, we will be getting into Waylon Park. He was a highly requested character to do right after I did a mouse upshot video, so I'd like to thank the ones who did suggest this video, and also the ones who have been active since I started this channel all the way up until now, and the ones who've liked, subscribed, and also shared these videos. Thank you so much for that. And also remember, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do, because we got more things coming up besides Outlast coming up really soon. And if you have any suggestions of any other game that you want me to do, make sure you put it on my Twitter or in the comment section. I will look at it and put it into highly consideration. Now, thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I hope you enjoy.
Spending a couple of weeks at Mount Massive Asylum, during which he was unable to talk to his wife and son in Boulder thanks to strict security protocols, Waylon developed a deep-seated distrust of the profit-motivated scientists and doctors leading dangerous and irresponsible experiments on their patients.
Waylon Park, also known as the Whistleblower, is a software engineer and the main unseen protagonist of Outlast's expansion, Outlast the Whistleblower. He is the husband of Lisa Park and a father of two unnamed boys. Not much is known about Waylon's past, but according to Jeremy Blair, he graduated from Berkeley with exceptional marks. At some point in his life, he met Lisa, got married, and had two sons. He later got a job in the field of software consulting, and at some point acquired a 2-week contract deal with Murkoff Corporation at Mount Massive Asylum with a level 3 security clearance, where he would maintain the morphogenic engine and additional programming alongside Murkoff Research and Development Division. After a few days, due to Murkoff's strict security protocols, he was unable to even talk to his wife and kids. Waylon developed a deep-seated distrust of the profit-motivated scientists and doctors leading the dangerous, irresponsible experiments on their patients. Realizing he had made a mistake and regretting his choices, Waylon had decided to go behind their back and expose Murkoff's inhumane experiments to the public. On September 17, 2013, Waylon decides to send an email from a server room to a freelance journalist, Miles Upshur, in an attempt to expose Murkoff's inhumane experiments to the public. Upon sending the email, Waylon is interrupted by a security guard who informs him that he has been paged to the morphogenic engine's main control room. Once there, he is asked by Steve, one of the Murkoff scientists, to fix the program and retrieve the camera view in one of the machine's pods. While doing so, one of Murkoff's test subjects, Gluskin, manages to escape the guard's grip and run towards the reinforced glass, frightening Waylon and begging him for help.
Don't let them. I know you can stop this. You have to help me. You have
Hey, calm yourself. This is a high security...
It's all right, Agent. Mr. Park was just surprised. I'm sure he's still calm and eager to finish his work. Take your seat. Quickly, Mr. Park. We'll need to roll if the fusion monitoring is not active when we put him in the engine.
After Eddie was forced into the pod, Waylon manages to establish the connection and is asked to leave the premises. Upon returning to the server room to retrieve his laptop, he is ambushed by Jeremy Blair, who breaks the computer, thinking that he wasn't able to send the email, and along with a few guards, brutally pummels and sadistically mocks Waylon before having one of the guards knock him out cold and force him into the morphogenic engine program.
Somebody's been telling stories outside of class.
on the floor. Down. Hands where I can see them.
Mr. Waylon Park, consulting contract 8208. Software engineer with a level 3 security clearance. Graduated cum laude from Berkeley, but still somehow not smart enough to realize that the last thing a fly ought to do in a spider's web is wiggle. Somehow dumb enough to think that a borrowed laptop, onion router, and firewall patch would be enough to fool the world's leading supplier of biometric security. Stupid, Mr. Park. More than stupid. In fact, that was crazy. I'm afraid we're going to have you committed. Mr. Park, will you willingly submit to forced confinement? Did you hear that, Agent?
He said yes, Mr. Blair.
Great. Oh, and did I just hear Mr. Waylon Park volunteer for the morphogenic engine program?
That's what I heard, Mr. Blair.
That was brave indeed, Waylon. The Murkoff Corporation and the onward march of science both appreciate your bravery and sacrifice. Maybe you could administer Mr. Park here a light anesthetic.
Gladly.
2 hours later, after regaining consciousness, Waylon is strapped into a chair by Andrew and psychologically tortured with morphogenic therapy. Andrew soon leaves in a hurry after being informed that Billy has managed literal ascension with the project. Once released from his restraints, Waylon collapses and starts seeing strange flashes before spotting the wall rider gruesomely killing one of the patients. As the facility goes dark and the asylum is thrown into chaos by the patients who manage to break free and start slaughtering Murkoff employees. After managing getting up, Waylon picks up a camcorder used to monitor the patient's progress with the project in order to record as much evidence on Murkoff as possible. He is then released from the cell by an unharmful variant. Exiting the room and into a plastic wrap hallway, he encounters the wall rider who attacks him. Running away from it, Waylon finds himself in a room with several other variants who are stabbing a doctor on the table, expressing that their hatred towards them and the need for revenge, saying that
there are no observers here.
Come to join our therapy session. Here, take the blade. Keep it rounding up right here. Get a little red on your hands. It's always healthy to express yourself. You keep it bottled up too long and you might do something you regret. No. You're one of those. Too good for the likes of us. Think you're different? Something special? There are no observers here. Now, get the fuck out of here before I change my mind.
the head variant decides to spare Waylon and give him a chance to leave. After exiting, Waylon is confronted by another hostile variant who attempts to strangle him, and after being chased into a room, the door locks behind him and he can hear the rips and screams of the variant being heard, indicating that the wall rider killed him. Waylon then climbs through an air vent where he overhears two security guards discussing a functioning shortwave radio in the prison, giving Waylon the mission to find and use it.
Bad idea. We get out of here through reception, and then Murk Tactical will clean it up.
If they get here in time, we need help now. If we get them on the radio, the National Guard could be here with it.
We don't even know the radio works.
It's shortwave. If the prison's got electricity, they've got signal, and the lights are on.
Murkoff has it under control.
Yeah, I noticed. We need to get to that radio.
Outside help doesn't come without outside attention. You want responsibility for every... Take on the Murkoff company payroll. I know I don't.
It's too late to worry about that. This just has to stop.
You're scared. You're not thinking straight. Let me make something clear. You try to radio outside for help. I'm gonna give you a whole new something to be scared of.
Are you threatening me?
Yes.
In his journey, he witnessed a doctor in the airlock begging him to open the doors. Doing so, a variant comes in and brutally slams the doctor's head against the glass, traumatizing Waylon as he's witnessed his first murder.
I'm a doctor. I need to get hold of my... You're not security. I'm a patient like you. Stole these clothes from a dead body I found. You gotta get me out of here. Please, just push the button. Open the door. We can get out of here together. No! No! Stop it! Liar! No!
Cutting through the kitchen, Waylon gets a splatter of blood jumped up in his face and sees that it is the head of a man stuffed in a microwave as he is sadistically eaten by a cannibalistic variant. Disgusted, Waylon bolts out of the room to find a door locked by a dead man handcuffed to the handle. Waylon searches through a series of rooms to find the key while being hunted down by the cannibal. After finally unlocking the door, which leads into another room, this time a morgue with the drawers composed of furnaces, the cannibal grabs him from behind and readies to slit his throat open, but backs out instead and stuffs him into a steaming hot furnace. A short time later, Waylon finds the prison block and he also finds the radio and tries to contact 911, but Jeremy pushes him out of the way and smashes the radio, rendering it useless. Jeremy then attempts to kill Waylon by strangulation, but hears Chris Walker coming and decides to just run away.
Couldn't just keep your mouth shut. Couldn't just play along. Do me a favor and die here, Park.
Later on, a friendly variant named Dennis lets Waylon know that a man named Eddie Gluskin has fallen in love with him and wants him to be his bride. With Gluskin in hot pursuit, Waylon climbs up an elevator shaft before the ladder breaks apart under his weight and he falls on top of the elevator. A jagged splinter from the elevator's roof stabs into Waylon's ankle, partially crippling him as he withers in pain. Gluskin is shocked that Waylon will hurt himself like that and sees this as a suicidal rejection, attempting to kill his bride by activating the elevator to rise to the roof and crush Waylon under it.
Rather die than be with me. Than die.
However, Waylon escapes this death trap and limps his way out of the vocational block, but before he can escape, he is chased into a locker by Gluskin, who drags the locker to his gruesome lair in hopes of removing Waylon's genitals and turning him into a true woman.
Lunatics. The smell of my love's arbor. Darling, can't hide from me. You make yourself a gift for me. A delicacy to be unwrapped and unwrapped again and savored. Here we go.
During the wait, Gluskin drugs Waylon, still trapped in the locker with sleeping gas, which lasts for 12 hours. Waylon then wakes up to two variants being brutally castrated and killed by Gluskin until it's his own turn, being tied to a wooden bed, naked, and set up to have his genitals buzz sawed off. However, right before this can commence, the bed is knocked off in a fight between a random variant and Gluskin, allowing Waylon to don his clothes, pick up his battery-drained camera, and escape.
Don't, please! God!
Gluskin gets back on track on his pursuit for Waylon and chases him out a high window, a fall that completely shatters Waylon's leg as Gluskin angrily screams at his rejection.
You want to leave me? Fine. Go! You and the rest of these ungrateful sluts!
Through a mimic of a wedding, Waylon finds the key to get out of the vocational block. However, Gluskin yanks Waylon right back and beats him until he's crippled before stringing him up by a rope and attempting to hang him in a gymnasium of bodies.
One more. I try, and I try. You all betrayed me. You can hang like the rest of them.
Waylon's weight rips the planks and ropes out of the wooden ceiling and pulls Gluskin into a patch of metal rods, violently and mortally impaling him. In his last breath, Gluskin grabs the still hanging Waylon's hand and chokes out,
We could have been beautiful.
before being yanked up to the roof and stabbed by a family of rods.
Hold still. God damn it, what are you? Oh, damn it, darling! Hey!
We could have been beautiful.
This lowers Waylon to the ground, where he makes it to the male ward, sees the burning church of Father Martin, witnesses Traeger's corpse, evades gunfire of the recently arriving tactical officers, and finally makes it to the administration block, where he sees that outside is bathed in gleeful sunshine. However, what stands between Waylon and his escape is the mortally wounded Jeremy Blair in the exit's doorway, telling him that they could help each other. Once Waylon tries to advance out the door, Blair lashes out and stabs him in the stomach. Before Jeremy can finish his murder, he is cut off for a second time, this time by the Wall Rider, who rips the man apart, sending his blood and marrow to shower a horribly wounded and scared Waylon.
Mr. Park. Help me up. Giant! No one can know! No one!
He wobbles his way through the asylum gates and drives the abandoned Jeep of Miles upshore out to freedom, as Miles himself, who has been possessed by the Wall Rider and has taken control of the creature, exits the doors of the asylum as well. The game ends with a mysterious man telling Waylon, who has been all cleaned up, that he can upload all the footage he took of the Mount Massive slaughter and show the world how demented Murkoff is, at the cost of his family and his own safety. Waylon ultimately decides to upload the footage, surely dooming his family and himself.
There's enough hard evidence in that video file to make a world of shit for our friends at Murkoff. You got out of Mount Massive alive, and we've done everything in our power to cover your tracks. But our enemies are twitching and malicious corporate paranoics with resources you're too moral to imagine. You won't be the only target. Anyone you care about, your wife, your child, they'll do nothing to Murkoff but ways to hurt you. I need you to understand the bridge you're crossing here. You will do irrevocable damage to the company. You might even get close to something like justice. But once you click upload, your life is over. Everyone you love is fucked. But it's the right thing to do. Is hurting Murkoff worth that much to you?
Waylon's personality greatly contrasts from Miles, as evidenced by his notes, depicted as a nervous and gentle man only caring about surviving to see his family, instead of the aggressiveness persona of Miles. Almost every note mentions his wife and illustrates how much he cares about her as well as his children. Alias, The Whistleblower, Consulting Contract 8208 formerly, Employee 1466 formerly, Mr. Park, Mr. Waylon Park, Patient 2536, Peeping Tom. Career, Software Engineer. Affiliation, Lisa Park, wife, 2 sons, Murkoff Corporation, Employee formerly, status alive.